Hello and welcome. We have our second day of finals week today. It's great to have you all here with us, and hopefully you'll see some really exciting work that all our interns have been doing. To give us an introduction to what mobile apps are all about, and to introduce each of the interns in turn, I'm delighted to hand over to Rajan.
Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to the final submission of all the competition that we have done this year, GSOC, C4GT, and MSOC. And first of all, I'll say thank you to everyone who have contributed to all the programs. And this year is the biggest program that we have managed, and we have completed successfully everything. And one of the biggest in so many ways. First of all, as according to the number of people who are working, and second of all, the achievements. This will be after in 3 to 4 years, we have achieved the most and biggest amount of the work and the ideas that we have implemented this year. So congratulations and thank you to everyone who have all of you made it possible, and everyone have done a great job in their respective implementation, feature implementation, or say fixing issues or deployment and whatsoever. So first of all, let me just go through each and every student and give you a little brief about what people have done and purely worked upon it. So we'll start with Arjun. Arjun have worked on the Mifos mobile, the end user facing application, and he have worked on the final migration of to the Kotlin multi-platform, as well as the fixing the features and doing the cleanup and implementing the next generation UI to the Mifos mobile. And now, because of his hard work, and we have and others as well, so many other people have been contributed in Mifos mobile as well, and we have production level application, and that has been deployed to the Firebird distribution successfully, and we are looking to deploy it on Mifos on Play Store as well as the iOS App Store, and App Store is still on the way, and but soon it will be live. Next goes to the Rivanth. Rivanth is done under the Mifos Summer of Code, and he have done tremendous job. He have initially worked on the Android client migration part, and purely fixing so many issues and features, as well as he helped Arjun on in Mifos mobile to accomplish and finalize the project. So good job. And next goes to the Pronay. Pronay is one of the student who have worked on the field officer application, and he is the one of the big contributor in migrating our application to the Kotlin multi-platform. Now we are not only the Android, we are also focusing on deploying for the iOS, and having one of the great thing about everyone is all about the way we are going in a journey. We are almost, I say currently we have around 100%, not say the 100%, but somewhere 99% the common code. So somewhere we have a very specific code base for the different platform, but almost 99% till now the common code base. So it is being deployed for Android, iOS, as well as the desktop and web, the same code base. That's one of the biggest win for us. Next goes to the SK Nyaji, and very big thanks to him. That was he worked on a Kotlin multi-platform template, and that was one of my idea in initial days, where I thought of having a one project that governed the basic configuration, from having implementation of basic library as well as the layers and modules with deployment of basic implementation. That has been done in the KMP template, and that is one of our biggest achievement, that eliminate the improvements and like eliminate the basic bugs that we encounter every time whenever any library get updated or whenever any Kotlin version get updated and having a breakthrough changes. That going to be handled in a Kotlin multi-platform template, and that's one of the great things that we have done. Next goes to the Biplab, and he have done a great job. Like you can start with his work when he started implementing the migration part in Kotlin field officer application. He have done a great job there, like implementing multiple features, implementing new next gen UI, and as well as the feature implementation and flow, and then moving working as well as on the Mifos mobile sometime, and finally like giving the very big output input to the fee to the wallet application. He have he have actually wrote the few foundation of the like bill payment and making payment to the like using the different interfaces like UPI and some other ways. So he have done a really great job in that. We still need to figure it out how do we get it working in a backend, but the basic implementation and the foundation that he have done, that is the really great for the startup. And next goes to the Hekmatullah. He have done one of the great job. So he worked on a mainly and every project. So every project mainly on a wallet application, and his work to the wallet application, fixing the features and understanding how it need to be done on a customer and merchant basis, and simultaneously his contribution to the GitHub Actions, his and Nyaji contribution to the GitHub Action library implementation in a generic way. So our all the application are using the same way. We just like managing the secrets on a GitHub Actions and organization level, and rest is being organization and project level, and rest is being handled with a single code base. So something is broken on one place and going to be fixed there. So we don't have to go and fixing every project. So now it has been done because of their hard work. So good job, everyone. Next, last goes to the Saksham. Saksham have worked on the designing part, and he have done a great job. He given us one of the template that we created during the Summer of Code, template for the projects in a Figma, where we have different, we have created components, we have created a different mockups for our all the applications, like even though goes for the Mifos mobile, Android client, or wallet. There we have created the foundation for the designs this year and have implemented very big flow. We have completed the flow for the Mifos mobile, and it is being developed and live now. And we are working almost done the customer management part in the field officer application that has been implemented almost, not somewhere 70 to 80%, but we are still going on, and we are working on it. Good job, Saksham, and bringing the designs into the Mifos, where we think whatever we deploy on a production level. That's one of the great things that we have achieved this year, where we say like, okay, this is not everyone thinking and just adding a one text or edit text. It is all about thinking in a customer centric way. So that is all. Congratulations, everyone, for like successfully selecting and getting selected for the competitions, as well as successfully completing it all. And you guys have done really great job, and we have achieved a lot. And it says by the deployment, people are just using the app in our community in their hand, in their mobile phone. It's so accessible now. So that speaks everything right now.
First, we have Rivanth up to present his work. So, Rivanth, if you want to share, that would be great.
Yeah, hello everyone. Like I am Rivanth Kumar, and today I will be presenting my Mifos Summer of Code, my contributions to Mifos mobile apps under the mentorship of Rajan Molia sir. And let me tell you about myself. Like I am J. Rivanth Kumar, currently studying my final year at Archuket RK Valley, India. And next, my selected project is like migration of Android field officer application to Kotlin multi-platform. Before it was only Android. Like after this migration, it will run on multiple platforms like Android, iOS, desktop, and web. And it will reach a wide range of users across different devices. And like although I was selected for the Android client application, I worked on different projects based on the suggestions by my mentor. I worked on like Android client migration, Android client new UI screens, Mifos mobile new UI screens, and Mifos pay bug fixes. Coming to the Android client, it is an application which is created for field officers to view and manage clients' loans, savings, and deposits. And in the Android client application, we followed a structured approach, like first migrating the core modules to Kotlin multi-platform, then feature modules to migration of feature modules to Compose multi-platform. And then we fixed the bugs by comparing the development branch with the Kotlin multi-platform application. And then we migrated the new screens based on the Figma designs provided by the UI UX team. In the core module, I was contributed to the migration of 3 modules like UI, network, and data store. In the network module, I replaced the retrofit library with KDorFit as it supports the multi-platform, and I migrated the hilt dependency injection to the coin. And in data store, I replaced the Android specific shared preferences to use settings library, which is multi-platform. Then I contributed to the migration of multiple feature modules to Compose multi-platform like Activate, Center, Collection Sheet, Document Settings, etc. And next, I worked on like fixing the API bugs by comparing the Kotlin multi-platform application to the development branch, seeing whether the both align the same feature, same or not. And you can see like how the new client UI looks uh, like a more professional and cleaner way. And you can see like how the same application runs on different devices like Android and desktop, the same UI, but the common code with the same UI running on different applications. Yeah, you can also see the before and after the client flow, like before the migration of new UI and after migrating to the new UI, which gives a professional look. Yeah, this is my contributions to, of Mifos Android client. And then based on my mentor suggestion, I also worked on the Mifos mobile. It is a self API user based application where a user can fetch their accounts and everything. And in Mifos mobile, before the summer, I worked on the migration to Kotlin multi-platform. And during this summer, I worked on the migration of the screens to new UI, the complete migration of Mifos mobile UI to the new Figma designs along with Arjun. Like I worked on charges and transaction screens UI and make transfer new screens UI and the beneficiary UI. And then in profile section, I worked on multiple pages like about app info, authorization, passcode, and password. And this is the my contributions to the Mifos mobile. And then I worked on the Mifos wallet, like fixing the bugs and replacing the self APIs with the self APIs and changing the flow according to that. And based on my mentor suggestion, updating the UI, etc. Yeah, that's the conclusion. Like I worked on during this summer, I worked on the 3 applications: migration, the UI flows, and the bug fixes. I learned a lot during this summer, like Kotlin multi-platform, clean architecture, modularization, and everything. And I want to continue my journey with Mifos by learning and contributing further also. And finally, I want to thank Mifos Initiative and it Cable David Huggins for this amazing opportunity. And I want to thank Rajan Moria sir for the especially like for the daily stand-ups, guidance, and valuable learnings. And I also want to thank my fellow contributors like who helped me during my contributions, reviewed my PRs, and teached me a lot like Nyaji, Nagarjuna, Pronay, Hekmatullah, Biplab, Kalpesh, Arin, and everyone. And thank you all for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Rivanth. That's a great amount of work you achieved. Very exciting stuff. Next, we'll move across to Pronay.
So, hi everyone. My name is Pronay Sarker, and I'm currently pursuing my PhD in computer science and engineering. This year, I got selected as a Mifos Summer of Code intern on the Android client project. So, to give a quick overview, the Mifos Android client is an application used by field officers to manage financial services and keep track of client activities. So, the main goal of my internship was to migrate the Android client to Kotlin multi-platform making it available not just on Android but also on iOS, desktop, and web. So throughout this internship, like I contributed in four major areas. I migrated the Android client to Kotlin multi-platform, implemented new UI mockups in Android client, as well as the type-safe navigation. Also, I've also fixed several bugs and improved user experience in Mifos Pay. So in phase one, like I mainly worked on three things: setting up KMP dependencies, migrating core modules to KMP, and migrating feature modules to CMP. So our first task was setting up dependencies, because without it we could not start the migration. So I submitted a PR with all the required dependencies during the contribution period, like even before my selection, which laid the foundation for KMP migration. So once the dependencies were in place, like we started migrating the core modules. We started it fast because like feature modules were dependent on it, and we couldn't start the feature modules without migrating core modules fast. So along with other contributors, I worked on this migration, including replacing DBflow with Room database and moving from Hill to Coin for dependency injection. So after completing the core migration, we moved to feature modules, migrating several of them to CMP. This always seamless integration with shared business logic, while keeping the UI in Jetpack Compose, like one code for all the platforms. So on phase two, like I worked on two things. We implemented the new design that was designed by Saksham, and we also implemented the type-safe navigation. So Saksham, like from our UI team, he's designed the UI for all the apps. So we mainly focused on in phase two, we mainly focused on designing the new app UI according to his designs and maintaining UI consistency and everything. So we also moved to type-safe navigation, because like we used to write routes in strings before, like, and it was not safe because like one string mismatch could crash the app. So we worked on the implementation of type-safe navigation, which made skin transitions safer, compile time checked. So and other than that, like I also worked on Mifos Pay, like where I fixed several bugs and improved user experience. So here is a preview of like what we have worked on. So on the left side, this app is running on an Android device, and on the right side, it is running on an desktop, especially Mac OS. And they are both sharing the same code base. And it was thanks to Kotlin multi-platform, like which made it possible. And here is a preview of the few UI I have worked on, just a demo of the new skins. So this internship has been an incredible learning experience. I would like to thank everyone, especially my mentor Rajin Moria, the entire Mifos team, and the fellow contributors for their guidance and support. And thank you for it. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you, Pronay. Again, some great work you've demoed there. It's lovely to see all you've achieved this summer. Next, we will be going across to Banda.
Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. Yeah, as I am Mr. I am with Nagarjuna. I have done internship C4 GT under Mifos under the mentorship of Mr. Rajan sir. I have worked on Mifos mobile end user application, enhancing the mobile application, and my project scope varies from like scheduling payments, transaction categorization, and the redesigning the dashboard and the releasing iOS desktop platforms. So yeah, as I in the mid presentation I have said, I have used KMP Kotlin multi-platform. Why it is like it can be written once and can run everywhere in all platforms, whether it can be Android, iOS, web, JS, anywhere in all platforms. So before that, I have worked on migrating Kotlin multi-platform. Like before implementing the new features or designing the new UI UX. Before that, I have worked on the migrating application into Kotlin multi-platform. I have worked on different core modules and feature modules you can see here. And next, what I have done during the designing, I have created the modular components, reusable components by using the consistent theme given by the UI designed person from our team. And I have redesigned entire application and implemented new features also which are not there in the previous version of Mifos Mobile. And you can see the difference how the dashboard looks like. This is the dashboard previously, and this is how the new UI mockups look like. And due to the time constraint, I'm showing less screens. You can see these are the things. And yeah, and during the implementing the new designs, we have divided the work into sprints, and overall we have 6 sprints, and we have successfully completed all of them. And the application is ready to be live on Play Store, iOS as well. These are some of the bugs and contributions that I have done during my summer intern. And yeah, these are the total conclusion what I have done. And I want to show you the demo, like how, as you can see, this is the end user application. The user can perform all actions like for applying the loan and whatever that is, like loan, savings, or share, whatever. And user can view the transactions and he can categorize the transactions. And he can make the transactions from one account to another account. He can view the what like list of the accounts he hold, and he can do the transfer like this. See, he can transfer, and he can view the transactions here, and he can filter out the transactions based on debit, credit, the timeline. Yeah, like this you can filter out. Yeah, all of this. And one thing I want to show is this, as it is a shared code, and that can be run in any platform, and this is the desktop platform which is the same code used. You can see the user can view all. Yeah, this is the same as a transfer, like this is the beneficiary transfer. Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, that's all about my side. And thank you everyone from my mentor to the organization who have supported me during this entire journey. And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, great to see the work you've done, and great to have a demo at the end, seeing the actual workflows alongside the screens. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Next, we'll head over to Biplab.
Hello, everyone. My name is Biplab Dutta, and I have been contributing to Mifos ecosystem through the C4GT program. So I worked on 2 projects within the internship. One was on Mifos Pay, and the other was Field Officer app. Now, so the GIF has nothing to do with the finance. Just the subtitles which I put before endpoint and before midpoint reminded me of the before trilogy. If you haven't seen this movie, then you should see it. All right, moving on. So I start in before the midpoint. I worked on the Android client, the Field Officer app, and as we already seen in previous presentations, that it was a Android only implementation with the Kotlin and Jetpack Compose. So we moved from Android only implementation to support iOS web desktop using where we reuse the core business logic and UI everywhere with Kotlin multiplatform and Compose multiplatform. So these are the modules which are migrated. Now these things have been already been enhanced with the new UI, but this was the older one which I worked on to migrate each of the. So I worked on the client module, the client list, the client details, identifiers, pinpoint. And then we have the several other, the client module has around 12 sub features. So client service, client charges, signature, client form, client form, camera, gallery picker. And then there's the client pinpoint module. This was not available. The implementation was done. And this, we have the client charges module, the client identifiers module. These are migrated to KMP and Compose multiplatform. The part tracking module. So this has yet to be implemented. There's some backend requirements are there. And this is how the directory structure changes when we migrate from Android only to support Kotlin multi-platform. Now, again, these demos have already been shown to you in the previous presentations, where the common code is used to generate the app feature for Android as well as desktop app. So here we can see the checker inbox module. This is the whole code is in common main. We do not have an Android specific or iOS specific implementation. So the same code is used to build targets for both Android as desktop, and it will work for iOS also. So in the second half of the internship, I worked on designing the multi-modular payments and auto-pay system. Now, here, the current limitation with mobile wallet was it could process only payments for FinRed clients, means where the backend is a FinRed. Now, the opportunity was that we could enable payments for any user supporting multiple payment methods, UPI, bank transfers, autopay. So our objective was to make it extensible, maintainable, and user-friendly. Now, why choose UPI? Now, these are the key statistics. Like it's been accepted over by 7 countries, and they've onboarded around 1.5 million plus merchants. They have partnered international partners, and the transaction volume in first quarter of 2025 is 50 billion, and the volume was around 1 trillion, close to 1 trillion. And these are the countries where UPI is accepted, they use the UPI in some form or the other. And more countries are getting added each year. Now, features under development, what I worked on was UPI payments. So you can scan and pay UPI QR code and pay anyone. And then we have bank transfers to self and others, auto pay, recurring payments. Now, backend integration, which is Mifos Payment Hub, FinRact, and PSP UPI APIs. Now we have to work on that part. It's still pending. This is the UPI payments overview. I'll focus on the orange area. Rest is outside our control. So this is just a high level, super high level design of how the Mifos Pay will interact with FinRact and the Mifos Payment Hub and the PSP UPI APIs. So basically, Mifos Pay is the UI UX part, and it caches the identity of the user, and FinRact acts as a ledger which tracks record of the transactions made and has the profile details of the user. Related to the it will have the UPI address and everything related to the user profile, and the payment hub will orchestrate, do the identity mapping, routing, and implement the PSP connectors so that we can support multiple banks for UPI transactions. Now this is a mobile wallet architecture. There's a standard Android app architecture, it's a MVVM model. Kotlin multi-platform UI uses Compose multi-platform, GetOffBit for network, and then we use for platform specific, we use expect actuals, and the modules which we have are core, feature, and platform specific. Now this was added to just for the completeness sake. I'll not go into the details. This is a data layer. This is the UI layer, the architecture UI of the UI layer. These are the screens which I have implemented for scanning the QR code. So we have in the second screen, we have all the options listed, and each of the icons take us to different payment methods. And the QR scanner can handle both FinRact accounts, as well as the UPI code. So we have all the flow, all the screens required for the flow. Now, again, the same, after let's start the whole flow of processing the payment and success screen and the details, and the screen which we can share on WhatsApp or any other app, the screenshot. Then we have the payment chat history details, screen and share screenshot implementation. These already have the necessary implementation required for the integration with the backend. Currently, we are using mockup data mockups for visualizing the UI components. But the data classes are used to transfer data between the screens in the implementation. There is a transaction history, it's searchable. Now, for transaction history, we have a separate, it will be separate from the FinRact transactions. And now this is the bank transfer flow. Now, in this, we'll implement the bank transfer. The backend is not yet implemented, plus the screen flow is there, but it takes care of all the validations required on the UI side, checking for the valid IFC code and the different inputs were made into the screen. Now again, for self also, we can choose our accounts, which account to which account you can transfer the amount. Now using mobile number, we can also make the payment. This is the now everything now depends completely on the backend integration. But on the UI level, we can say this is a Android specific implementation because this uses a contact form picker. But it can be implemented. We have implemented in such a way that it can be extended to other platforms also. We can search and the basic functionalities are all in there. Search for contacts, add, search for UPI handles. Suggestions will be made to you, and if the phone number is missing in the UPI list, and then it will tell you to share on share an invite on WhatsApp or SMS. Now the autopay I have implemented. The autopay is for recurring scheduled payments, recurring payments and scheduling payments. So this is also like this can be implemented using the API as well as using the FinRect as a backend. Here, so these are the screens of the like all different screens associated required for the autopay flow. So we can see active schedules, upcoming payments, schedule details screen, add biller screen, billers list. So billers are the person or the merchants who are making the payment to their account details, and bills are whatever they're charging you monthly or daily or weekly, depending on the frequency. Again, we have all the add details, bills list screen, and similar things at different states of the screens. Schedules management, when the autopay creates a schedule, we can manage a global setting or an individual level setting, and history stream is also implemented. So these all users, they have the data layer implemented as well as the API layer, but API uses a mock-up APIs, but we are working on drafting the backend requirements. We'll have them integrated soon. And I analyzed the UPI apps which I use regularly, Paytm, Google Pay, PhonePe, to come up with the screens, because these screens are the financial transactions are always complex. So most of the apps have the same flow, UI UX flow. Nobody experiments too much with it. Now the next steps are complete the backend integration for UPI and autopay, implement local storage using RoomDB. Currently, the local storage uses the multi-platform settings, and implement sync with remote when online. We'll keep polishing the UI UX across flows, and also take help of the design team to polish the flows UI UX further. And we'll add more methods, UPI Lite payment, tap and pay using credit card. Now, we have applied for NPCI UPI Sandbox. Approval is still pending. And then once the certification comes in, we'll also have to implement the security compliances. So, yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you to my mentor, my mobile team, and everybody in the Mifos community to help me with whatever requirements I had during my internship. I continue to look forward to contributing to Mifos even after my internship. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Biplab, and yes, we look forward to you continuing contributing as well. Now, great to see your work, and great to see how much you've done this summer, especially considering you looked at 2 different apps and had a change of direction halfway through. That's quite a considerable amount you've achieved. In the meantime, while Saksham hopefully rejoins, SK, are you ready to come off mute and go through your project?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation for GSOC 2025. My name is Nyaji, and I work under the mentorship of Rajan Maurya at the Mifos initiative on enhancing the Kotlin multi-platform template framework. So let's begin with the project introduction. So basically, the project idea came from my mentor. So after working on many projects, we realized that we usually duplicate the configuration and other lot of things across all of our projects. So currently in Mifos Mobile, we have multiple KMP application where lot of times we always duplicating the configuration and lot of other logic. And those things are really take lot of time and lot of we get hassle and lot of other things. So to solve those issues, we plan to create a new project, which is a template project where we can manage all of our configuration globally or some way. So later on, we can just click on button through some GitHub action or some other tool, and then those changes are downstream projects. So not only that, so a lot of things, because as we are working on the, am I audible? Hello?
We still hear you, but Yeah, we can still hear you, but we've lost your slides.
Just a minute, sir. Sorry. Yes.
Excellent.
So to solve that issue, as we know, we are currently supporting many platforms like Android, iOS, desktop, and web. So configuring those configuration and lot of other things will usually we need to take care of lot of things. So we plan to create a new template, and now we have successfully created and also used in a lot of other projects. So currently in our project, we have lot of great feature that usually don't have in other template. So usually if you search on some GitHub or some other place, you may always find lot of templates, but those are just for one-time use. For example, you just take one template and then just use it, and maybe after some days or after some month, there are a lot of usually change, like the dependencies and other configuration usually change time to time. So managing those things are pretty hard, and also we have to take care a lot of other things. So when you are working on the basic project or some kind of hobby project, that is not a big deal. But when you are working on the production project, we need to take care of those things, because on that time the users are using it, anything cause law, there are huge user loss and other business causes. So to solve this, we have integrated in our project the pre-configured CI/CD tools, sync capabilities, secret management, and multi-modular architecture. So let me walk through the major technical achievement on my internship. So currently, one of our great feature that we have in our project, which is intelligent project synchronization. So what it does, as I mentioned sometimes earlier, that the other projects, other templates are just for one-time use only. But this project we have configured in such a way, so when we do some enhancement on this project, for example, updating some configuration dependency or some core thing that always required on every project, every kind of project, not only Mifos, in every kind of project, like the productivity or any kind of application. Those things we usually copy or just duplicating things. So those things has been like designed in this project as such a way. So when we enhance these things here, those things automatically will be reflected on your downstream through the GitHub action. So not only that, we have other one of our most important feature, which is the advanced security management. So as you know, when we are working on a production application or something, we need to release it, or we need to test it on to daily basis or some weekly basis. Because usually when you work on a project, not only a one person usually work on a project. There are always a team. So in the team there are many person from different knowledge or different experience are working. So we need to manage them and also take care of the how the work is going. So managing those things, we need to release the application to a specific store, like the Play Store or Firebase distribution, to test those things before the final release. And creating the key store and other things, those are not easy. For example, currently Mifos, we have many Android project like 3 and 4, and every project, just for the Android, if I give you the example, just for Android, we need more than 20 plus key, and generating this key and saving into some tools like the GitHub or GitLab or some other tools, that is not easy. Because usually, as you all know, the Gradle things, when you create a key store from your ID, the whole application will first build, and then the key store will be generated. And then what we are not gonna need to do, we need to encrypt those the key store. Also, we have to use the proper naming convention or other information like the key name and other passwords and other thing. So managing those things really take lot of times and lot of hassle. So to fix those issues, just we have enabled a bash script which you don't have to do anything, just provide your information about your company or your app, like the application names and the company name and your password and other thing, and then just click run this script and then press enter. All of the secrets and other thing will automatically encrypted, automatically will be stored in your GitHub, and then you can run the GitHub action and release the application on different platform. So you can test it truly while working the teams member, while other team members are working on the project. So not only that. So let's move on to the great topic, which is the source set hierarchy. So as you know, we are moving towards to the Kotlin multi-platform, and in the Kotlin multi-platform, we have many directory and other things. Sometimes we no need to create all files for all platform, because for example, I give you example parcelize. So usually, as you all are Android developer or developers, we all know the parcelize only supported in the Android platform, and then but other platform we don't have such things. So usually what we did earlier, we need to create expect an actual function, and then we have to create a separate file or separate implementation for every platform. For example, you can see we are currently supporting this platform: JavaScript, WebAssembly, JS, Android, JVM, desktop. Not only the JVM also contain 3 platforms, which is the Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Also, the iOS also has define architecture and another thing. So when you create expect an actual function, we always need to provide the actual function for all platform. But the problem is, as we all know, the parcel is only applicable or only available in the Android. So other platform, what we usually do, we just provide create a function but don't return anything, just the blank function. But we need to create the files, and as you know, when you create a files, the object will be relocated and your app size will be bigger. So to solve this issue, not only the one file, these things are needed in every KMP project. Lot of times, lot of functionality not available on all platforms. So for example, the touch ID or something, the touch ID or fingerprint are available in the Android and the like iOS and the Mac OS. These 3 platforms, other platforms don't have such things. So, but if you creating a such functionality, then you always have to provide the actual method or the function for all platform, right? But using the new sources hierarchy, you no need to create the many files or multiple empty files. So what you're gonna do? We have introduced some kind of we just group them such a way. Then you no need to, for example, you are just providing you know that that functionality only available for Android platform. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You just provide that functionality for Android. Okay, and then the non-Android, which contain all other platform, which is non-Android. For example, this platform, JavaScript, WebAssembly, JVM, iOS, and other platform are in the non-Android, right? So though, so what we're gonna do? We just need to create 2 files. Before we have to create 7 to 8 files. Now by creating 2 files, you can get the exact result as earlier, but the file size will be decreased, your app size will be reduced, and lot of enhancement. And managing these things are very easy, because just if you want to enhance this thing, then just you need to open these 2 files instead of the 8 separate file which does not have anything, just a blank file. But you need to take care of those things. But using this new source data hierarchy, we can easily refactor it or enhance it properly. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So this is the bigger example how the source set has been designed and everything that we have just discussed now. Also, not only that, as you know, usually, so when you design an application or something, we don't use the Google provided design system like the Material 3 or some kind of theming system, because those are just for getting started. For example, just if you want to know or want to create something just for hobby thing, just we usually use the material themes and other design system, because those are basic designs. But usually when you're working on some production level application, there are always the UI UX team and other teams who provide the Figma and other necessary design system, and we need to take care of those things, because now we are developing the application for 4 to 5 platform, where the sizes are matter. For example, the app size, sorry, the screen size, the Android mobile size is some 400, for example 400 dpi, the desktop maybe 1300 dpi. So we have to we have to design it such a way then it should be responsive and just work on all the device. To solve this issue, we have introduced the new design architecture, which is known as the KPT design system. So it's contain all of the necessary things that we required for designing a mobile application. For example, so not only you can use your own design system, or you can by default you can use the Google provided material themes. But if you want to, if your requirement to use your custom theme, then you can integrate it easily. And also, it's contain all of the necessary things. For example, these are the interfaces and the composition local, which always play show or always visible top of your layout. Means you can easily access this composable on inside every composable, and you can configure it anytime or at the one time. Just while you are configuring the project, you can just set these things, and then you can reuse it all over your project. And also it's use the all of the proper design tokens, like we use in our all mobile apps, all the DP and other values, that we can reuse it properly. Moving forward, so as we are now, we have talked a lot of things about production application. Now, as you know, when you are working on a production application, not only we just create an application and then release it, then it does not, like, you can't, if you don't integrate any such kind of things like the Firebase analytics and other things, then you can't improve it based on user requirement or something. So to do that, we need to properly integrate the analytics. So where we can get we can see how user interacting with your application. For example, you are just designed a single skin or something, and you release the application, and then you don't know, maybe you just release all over your world. Okay, so in India, people might not like all of the future, but in the Bangladesh or some other country, maybe they are liking the your app feature most. So you have to know, right? You have to know, then you can enhance the things for the Indian customer, or you can enhance the things for Bangladesh customer, right? So to know that, you need to know how the user interacting with your app, how they are clicking, and what kind of device they are using. As you are supporting multiple platform, maybe they are using Android phone, maybe they are using desktop mobile text sorry Windows desktop or Mac OS or something. So you have to know those things, right? And to do that, we have configured the Firebase analytics in our project. So these things are automatically fully configured when you release your application on production level. These things automatically, you will get automatically all the events and other things, and then later on you can download the report, and from here and you can enhance the UI and UX experience of the app. Not only that, so maintaining the user experience of the application, we have to take care of the navigation things. So sometimes if you take a look, for example, if you're taking a look at the Mifos mobile application, when you are just transaction some person or just sending money some person, when you are done, the payment is successful, you should not navigate back to the previous screen, right? So when you are done payment, you should be navigate back to the home screen instead of the previous screen where we are entering the amount and other things. So these things should not, as a developer or as a person, we should not handle these things. These things always handled by app itself. So managing these things very tricky thing. And these are a very common thing that usually we need in every project. So what we have done, we just created all the utility classes and other thing and configured in our template project so we can reuse in every project. So this will reduce the development time and the complex navigation requirement. Also, not only that, it also contain all the platform specific navigation pattern and behaviors. So obviously, we are solving a lot of issue, and also I also faced a lot of challenges like generating these types of things like the multi-platform configuration. As you know, we are supporting multiple platform. We have to take care of lot of tools, and also need to provide the solution for unified. So we have to provide the unified solution to work on every platform. And as you are enhancing the thing, for example, as we introduce the source hierarchy, we have to, and now we have more than 20 plus sources directory. So earlier we had 3 to 4 sources directory, which is the Android man, common man, and then platform specific main directory. Now we have 20 plus sources directory, and we are creating multiple files and other things. And now we have to take care of those things and just thinking how we sync those things, and these things really challenging for me. But the guidance from my mentor, we successfully enhanced the thing and successfully converted our application and enhanced the whole application. So this is all about my internship journey, and thank you my mentor Rajan Maurya and the Mifos initiative team for selecting me to enhancing this template. And thank you other team members who helped me a lot and provide his support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a very good comprehensive overview of what you've done. So thank you for that. It's good to see all the work you've done this summer and the impact it will have. We'll move on then to Hekmatullah. Hekmatullah, do you want to come off mute and share?
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Hekmatullah Amin, and this session is my GSOC final report with the Mifos initiative, supervised by Rajan Maurya. Over the last month, I've focused on making the Mifos mobile wallet fit for real deployments. You will hear how the app was moved to Kotlin multi-platform with adaptive UI, how secure release pipelines were built for iOS, macOS, and Android, how biometric login was added, how unit tests were introduced, and how merchant flows were researched and documented. So let's dive in. This project strengthened the mobile wallet in concrete ways. Modules were migrated to Kotlin multi-platform, so shared logic works across platforms, and the UI was updated to adapt cleanly to phones, tablets, and foldables. On delivery, secure GitHub Actions and Fastlane pipelines were created to automate builds and released to Firebase, TestFlight, the Mac App Store, and the iOS App Store, and the full flow was proven in production. Security improved with Face ID and Touch ID support in the passcode library. Quality went up as unit testing was introduced in key authentication flows. And to guide future features, detailed merchant use case research and documentation was produced. All right, let's continue with a quick summary of achievements. Here's how the work comes together. Migration to Kotlin multi-platform with a clear core module and adaptive layouts, reliable CI/CD with reusable GitHub action and Fastlane lanes, and biometric authentication integrated into passcode module, a thorough write-up of merchant payment journeys and integration options, and unit tests added so regressions are caught early. And these pieces make the wallet faster to ship, safer to use, and simpler to maintain. With that overview in place, let's zoom into the tech migration. Multiple core and feature modules were moved to Kotlin Multiplatform, so business logic is shared while UI stays native. The template now includes a reusable core-based database, core-based data store, and core-based network layers to centralize common infrastructure and keep app-specific settings separate. And on the interface side, responsive Material 3 scaffolds like less detailed panes and navigation suites were introduced. So layout resizes smoothly on phones, tablets, and even on foldables. And the result is one code base that feels natural on every screen. And next up, how this work ships to users reliably. The wallet's release process is now automated end-to-end. Secure, reusable pipelines build and distribute our Android and iOS apps to Firebase, and the dedicated Fastlane lanes push our iOS builds to TestFlight, the Mac App Store, and the App Store. And the pipeline was also validated in production by publishing our Mifos Pay on the App Store. Workflows also create signed IPA artifacts for release and debug builds that run on every pull request, so like iSgen don't break the CI. Each workflow ships with clear README, making it easy for new contributors to adapt the same flow. Shifting gears, let's talk about security inside the app. Face ID and Touch ID were added to our Mifos CMP passcode library to strengthen access to wallet actions. And this makes it easy to require a quick biometric check before sensitive steps like sending money. And the passcode codebase was also refactored from a single block into clean, smaller modules such as passcode and biometric, which improves reuse, makes responsibilities clear, and speeds up integration across other Mifos apps. And now I look at the research that got featured merchants features. To support merchant payments, a study was done of flows used by apps like PhonePe, Paytm, and Google Pay. Two-fold journeys were mapped in store QR payments and remote payments through links or requests. Options for integration were reviewed by looking at SDKs like Razorpay, like Stripe, and Paytm all in one. The outcome is like comprehensive documentation, flow diagrams, a screenshot, and a step-by-step suggestion that the team can follow when building merchant features. From design and research, let's switch to code quality. Unit tests now cover key parts of our auth feature, including the sign-up, login, and mobile verification view models. And tests are written with Mockery, which fits Kotlin Multiplatform well, so shared logic is verified consistently across platforms. And this makes it easier to change code with confidence and catch issues before they reach users. We are nearly there. Here's what comes next. Even after GSOC, the plan is to stay close to the community, keep the CI/CD pipelines healthy, and continue reviewing pull requests so change remains smooth and safe. For anyone who wants the full picture of commits and PRs, the contribution report link on the slide has everything. And to close, I want to thank you, Google Summer of Code and the Mifos Initiative for this opportunity. The project grew my skills across the stack, coding, DevOps, and working effectively in a team, and deepened my open source and cross-platform experience. And I'm excited to keep contributing so financial tools reach more people with a secure, high-quality experience. Thanks, everyone, for hearing.
Thank you very much. That's great, and great field work you've done this summer. It's really impressive what we've had across all of the mobile applications. Saksham, we'll give it one last try, and if not, we will catch your stuff off.
So let me start with a basic introduction of my project. So I was working on a UI UX part of the Mifos mobile and Android client, Android X client, and let me tell you about something about myself. I am Saksham Gupta, a consumer-centric experience creator. I have done my BTech in Information Technology and Mathematical Innovation, and currently I am doing MBA in Finance and IIT from IIT Delhi. And I am a product designer. I have worked as a product designer and product manager before this, and I bring skills like design thinking, UX, UI, product strategy, creative thinking, and other many more. And beyond this, I am a nice basketball player, and I am very creative, and I like to solve real life problems. Okay, so yes, these are some overview about this project which we have done. So there is more than 200 plus screen which I have designed for Mifos mobile app, and 30 plus reusable components. We have optimized these components so that we can reduce turnaround time of our development process with significantly. And other than this, we have worked on Mifos Android client as well. This project is not completed yet, but we have completed its client side, and in which 160 plus high fidelity screen was created, and 40 plus reusable components has been designed for this. So let us first come on Mifos mobile application. This was presented in midterm as well. I will do a quick run from this part, and there are some problems in UI UX, like there is a confusing interface, improper workflows, there was a design inconsistency, and the target audience is not getting actual delivery what they want to do on the app. So for this, we done for capturing this insights, we done this user research. We conducted 5 in-depth interviews with our development team, and with some of my friends, 2 usability tests on the old design. And what we found out, like 4 out of 5 found the navigation confusing, 3 out of 5 did not trust the UI enough to transit. So then I designed some goals, objective of my project, and through AR metric, and these are some of the things which we need to work upon. And then we started our designing. These are the first mock-ups that we have created. This was the first design which we have created, but this design has an issue. Like, this design is not too much of adaptable dynamic, because of its too much color in this. And yes, it is not adaptable in dark theme because of that high contrasting colors. And so what we have done is we shifted to uh, material theme builder, and we incorporated their color schemes. But we distributed this app in 6 to 7 sprints. In sprint 1, what we have decided is to go with the language onboarding screens and login screens. And then we designed the registration screens, recover password screens. And then we designed components of sprint 2. This was the components of sprint 2, which contains the filters thing, fees row, head cards, account cards. Basically these are the building blocks of the app, and what Arjun and other people have worked upon this and showcased in their presentation. This was the main building blocks of that particular thing, which have seen in the Arjun's and I think Pranay presentation. So yeah, then we designed the UI design for sprint 2, which contains the homepage authentication code and saving account flow. uh, then this is the saving account only, and it was a long flow. Like, yes, it contains more than 30, I think 20 screens, 20-30 screens. Then comes to the sprint 3, where we components of sprint 3. By this time our components got reduced, because maximum components are getting reused, as we have a aim to reuse and reduce our efforts as much possible as we can. And we need to streamline the whole development process, which is getting hard coded and rigorous right now. And now it becomes more dynamic, more easy to implement, and more reusable things are there in this thing. in this whole new generation of our Mifos mobile app. Yes, then we designed the Sprint 3, which contains loan account flow, which contains this whole loan applying the loan account or paying. This was the payment flow of the loan account, and this was the details of the loan account. Like we have shown the drop down things of detailed drop downs, and then we are showing loan charges details, and repayment schedule. Here we have in repayment schedule, what we implemented new is that currently our repayment schedule is not that much intuitive. Now we have made it more intuitive, like the whole paid installments will be disabled, but what user needs to pay right now will only be enabled, and he or she can like pay in the can't pay to the future installments, other like they can pay the future installment but with the different flow. Yeah. So then we have this filter things and QR code scanning, which contains the specific thing like generated date, generation date, and context of that QR code. Yes, till this thing we covered the midterm part, and now we will come to the after midterm what we did. So then after midterm we released Sprint 4. We designed the components of Sprint 4. We have a top card, we have a document row, we have a row set, a different row set, and we have the service set as well. Yes, and then this is the UI part of the Sprint 4, where we are managing beneficiary flows, beneficiary details, and other beneficiary portions, like adding the new beneficiary and other thing. We are showing a warning disclaimer before scanning the QR code to make user informed that you can scan a wrong QR code as well. So yeah, these are some small elements that are building trust in our app. And then this is the adding a new beneficiary flow. And yes, now comes to Sprint 5. Till right now we are not making any new component, because every component is now reusing. We are reusing and optimizing our development flow. So Sprint 5 contains applying a new loan flow. And then yes, this is the new loan flow. Here we have some new features, like we can sign on the on app itself, or we can capture the document, or we can attach the documents as well. Yes, and then in Sprint 5 we have another flow of applying new saving account flow. These are the similar flows, so we kept in a single sprint, as these are very much similar to each other. There are not much difference between them. And this is apply new share account flow, where we have kept these share account specific details. And then comes to the Sprint 6, where we have a profile, or you can say the settings portion, where we have some where user can come edit its email, passwords, authentication code, and they can change their theme. They can check the about us section, which is a trust building section. They can check the app info section, which is again the trust building section, FAQs, and other settings as well. Like they can log out and other. So after this, we identified that there is some missing. There is something which I missed, and that was the transfer flow at that time. So we iterated back and go launched a Sprint 7 for the transfer flow, specific transfer flow. It is a third party transfer flow and a QR code transfer flow. Yeah. So this is a QR code transfer flow. We designed a loading animation as well, like which you have seen in the Arjun's presentation. And now our second project got started, which is a Mifos X-Droid redesign. So in this project, we shifted our approach from agile methodology to a basic bottom-up strategy where we are designing some baseline functionality first. Instead of getting designing from the top-down approach, we are going from the bottom-down, because we need to keep our dashboard dynamic. Like this app will be more of a user type app, like a user type will be selected and a specific features will be allotted to that user. So we will need to capture that whole uh, flows of the particular application, so we particular user. So for that we started with the baseline functionality approach. And for this I will take you to my Figma, because it was difficult to put a lot of screens in this presentation. Yeah. So yes. Uh, yes. So yes, so this was our flow. Like any what we have started from is a client profile, where user can do some actions, general actions, and user can go to this profile and check their details. User can upload photo, signature, and user can do perform some specific action which is related to his profile, like apply new application, closure of the application, transfer of the his ID, assigning the staff, adding the charge, and sorry, transfer of the client. This was the agent side application, and client is dealing with the client. So transfer of the client, assigning him a staff, adding some charges on it, or creating collateral, or updating default. There's a long list of applications. Yes. Then there was a apply new application flow. Okay, so this is whole is linked with each other. If I show you, so these are some connections which we have made through this thing. So yeah, we have apply new applications where this whole thing application part is going on, like new loan accounts are creating. In new loan accounts, what we have done is we have creating a stepwise differentiation, like when agent is filling the details, or agent is doing the whole process of this thing. He must know the whole part, which step, currently on which step he is. And whole thing, like he can add collaterals or charges, due charges, overdue charges. So these are some many steps, like multi-step process. Yes. And then we can yeah, so this is the upload photo flow. So again, this is as this is a agent specific app, so we have a specific features, like they can upload the photo, delete the photo, they can edit, crop the photo, and again the signature needs to be added, created, deleted, etc thing, because this app needs to be very much optimized, and this app needs to be like pixel perfect. So yeah, this is the details page. While updating the user account, this detail page will open. And other than this, we have a different types of application of uh, recurring deposit, share account, fixed deposit account. Almost our whole web application, whole Mifos web client is incorporated in this application, without uh, without distorting the user experience. Like it is a very intuitive app. Like we have used breadcrumbs to navigate with the user. User can easily navigate between the previous screens or the next screens. uh, User will get all notification, like action successful or action unsuccessful. There is a transfer client flow, assign and unassigning staff, adding the charges, uh, creating the collateral. Yes. So collateral flow was not there, was not working on the web client, but we fixed that and created this whole flow of creating collateral. And then we have the update default account flow. And then we come with the general profile. So what is this general profile? Actually, this from, yeah. So then this the right now screen, the current screens were inside the profile section. Now we come under our linked accounts. So general profile is like our linked accounts, which accounts are linked to us. and what our current performance like, what our client's current performance like, who his loan cycles or active loans, last loan amount, number of active savings, total savings. So gives a pretty clear picture about the client, whether we need to apply a new loan for him or not. And this is the flow of this, like we have a proper color differentiation between the amounts, like due was represented with the red color and paid was represented with the green color, waived with the yellow color, so that they can clearly differentiate between the things without sometime when they are making a quick decision, people misses to read the headings or titles of the thing, and they misinterpreted the amounts when this much of data is presented between in front of them. So we uses this color coding and shown the total outstanding and other things. And again, this color coding has been used on all of our screens, like loan accounts as well, saving accounts. These are the different listing pages of the these amount accounts, like fixed deposit account, recurring deposit account, share accounts, collateral data. And then we have the address pages. User can add their agent can add the client's address, and their they can add multiple addresses as well. Then we have the identities. Users agent can add the client's identity, their documents, and again this they can view the document as well, they can edit the document as well. And then yes, and then we have the notes. They can put the specific notes on the particular client, like if the client is defaulting on their payment, they can put the notes and other things. So this was the client flow basically, and this whole flow is prototyped as well. Like anybody can come and check this whole flow, this whole app is working. Like in the let me show you the working of this app as well. So yeah, this whole app is working linked with each other things, like they can come check this whole function, how will this work or not, whole thing. This app is working. This app is basically prototype. Yes. So this was about my project till finals. And yes, you can check this designs through this QR code. You can scan the QR codes. For Mifos mobile, you can scan the left one, and for the Mifos Android client, you can scan the right one. And yes, interact with my Figma, and uh, do check this designs as well, yeah, guys. Yes. Thank you. That's all for this whole project, and I'm really grateful towards Mifos, Rajan sir, and my other mentors, whether it is Prashant sir or ma'am, Anjali ma'am. And yes, it was a really nice experience. It was a really great learning for me, and as well as I am very grateful towards Google Summer of Code and Mifos as well. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Saksham. Yes, it's great to see the work. I'm glad we're able to get you speaking and able to present that. It's great to see all the work you've done this summer. And I think, echoing the words that Rajan mentioned earlier on the call, I think it's really great what you've all achieved this summer. It's one of the years we've had an awful lot of interns, but it's been great. It's really driven forward what we've done in across all the mobile applications. And it's amazing what you've all been able to achieve in just one summer. So yeah, you can all be very rightly proud of what you've achieved and your successful completion of your internships. We are halfway through finals week, so we do have 2 more sessions to come. So tomorrow in the 3rd session, we will switch from the mobile applications to look more towards the core of Mifos X and the internship projects we had around that. We've got 6 projects covering that topic tomorrow, so it'd be delightful to see some of you for that. And then on Thursday, we will close off with looking at our AI enabled projects. So bringing AI to real life, solving some real problems for our projects and DPGs using what AI has to offer this year. So that should be another exciting one. And we hope to see you there. Thank you all very much for joining today. It's been a good session, and we'll hopefully see you in the coming few days. Thank you very much.